Alright guys, today we're going to talk about transitioning from console to PC. I started playing console since I was 5 years old, and pretty sure most of us started pretty young playing console, and just recently decided to switch over to PC and noticed, some problems in switching over. I want to talk to you guys about what can help you make that transition easier. First and foremost, I want to talk about, your hand sizes and things that will make you feel more comfortable when playing.
I have, as you can see or maybe not see, some very small hands. Okay, I'm a healthy 27-year-old with very small hands.
So, first thing I want to say is, when using your keyboard, right, there's going to be some keys that you may not be able to hit that maybe other, people might be able to hit easier. Number one is actually very far from the WASD, and if you don't know what those keys are, they're basic keys to go forward, left, right, and back. And the farthest key up to hit usually is 1. And in most games, it's defaulted to switching between your primary weapon, and secondary weapon for shooters. And that's primarily what I play is shooters. Very difficult keys to hit when you have small hands. I have to actually angle my board, similar to like big Twitch streamers. If you watch Tfue, not too familiar with other people's setup. I know it's pretty regular for people to angle their keyboards. And if you have a smaller hand, I would suggest highly to do it, just because it makes buttons easier to push. Like the number 1 key, when angled, actually makes it a lot easier to hit. I found it very comfortable to hit the left control as well as hit A and D, which is strafing left and right, and on forward to your other buttons that you want to combo that with. Another thing I really want to talk about is the gaming experience you have. The gaming experience is pretty much the time you've been gaming. It doesn't matter what it is, console or PC or whatever, the amount of time you've been gaming your entire life. So let's say you started at age 7 and now you're age 20. Well, then you have 13 years of experience gaming, right? One of my biggest fears was, switching to PC and not knowing if I was gonna be able to hit that learning curve quick enough, if it was gonna take me months to learn, if I was gonna enjoy the process. The longer you've been playing, and if you're a pretty decent gamer on console, when you transition over to PC, it's gonna be a lot easier for you. I'm not even kidding, guys. It took me about a week and a half to be comfortable with the keys, and then your natural skill from what you had with the controller kind of just transfers over slowly, right? Obviously, you'll miss-hit some keys here and there, and you're not as comfortable in certain battles as you were with controller, but I will tell you, it'll get a lot easier if you have that experience. On my PC right now is Apex Legends, play Fortnite and Destiny. I'm still not as experienced enough to hit combo keys like Z, X, G, these keys that people use in Fortnite to build. I'm not there yet. It was still very hard to learn because switching over, but I feel like I'm a pretty decent Apex player, and almost, I want to say, a tier below what I was on console. So I know it's doable. I know you guys can do it, and it just takes a little bit of time and patience. But like I said, if you have that gaming experience, the transition will be a lot easier. Ties into gaming experience is the frame rate and the different specs on PC compared to console. On PC, you're getting higher frame rates. Usually, I say usually, if you're upgrading, I'm assuming, your console costs $500, right? Give or take the Xbox One X. So I'm assuming you're putting in at least that same amount of money into your PC, right? Which with a $500 PC, you can get around 60 to 80 to 100 frames, maybe max, depending on what your PC setup is, in your games. So this is what I'm basing that on. Now on console, you're getting 60 frames max on some games. It fluctuates. I know on Destiny, on console it's 30 frames, and on PC it's 60 and above. And then let me tell you, it's a huge difference. You want to make sure you're the most comfortable, and that ties into my point number 4, which is comfortability. You have to be comfortable. Even when you're playing console and you're playing with just a controller, I'm pretty sure you have a setup where you like to sit. Like for me, I like to sit more angled when I'm playing with a controller. So I'll sit facing my bed. It's all just about comfortableness, right? You want to be very comfortable. And if you're new to gaming at all, starting with a PC, I would suggest that first, because I've only had my PC, I want to say 2 weeks where I've been gaming, and I started off with this mouse, which, as you can see, is the BenQ Zoe ECB, and it's a pretty big mouse, but I didn't know, size mattered when using mouses, and my hands are very small, and using this mouse was very difficult, and I was not enjoying my experience that much. And just recently I had picked up the Glorious Model O, which is similar in size, but the top is a lot smaller and shorter than the BenQ Zoe. And let me tell you, it makes a huge difference, because when I click my side buttons, I'm actually able to click them without shifting my hand and making my hand uncomfortable to push certain buttons. So very, very important. Keyboard, not so much. I have a compact 60% keyboard just because I want more room on my desk. So that's why I do that. If you want to get a larger keyboard, 100% keyboard, and that's what you like, go right ahead. There's no problem with that. It's all about preference. I personally just like 60%. Like I said, I like compact keyboards. In choosing which one or what size, it's not really important. Now your switches, a lot of people have their opinions, Cherry MX Reds, Cherry MX Browns. Now I have the Ampro 2, so now they have these new Gateron Browns. Honestly, I just want to say it's all the same thing, all about preference. When gaming on PC, I would say, again, depending on, what PC you get, if you're able to get higher frame rates, I would say get the monitor, and that can handle those frame rates. I've played on all frame rates, so I've played on 30, even lower than 30. I've played on 60, I played on 144, and just recently upgraded my monitor to a 240 hertz. And I'll tell you what, the difference between a 144 to a 240 is not that drastic. I just didn't want my monitor to have screen tearing because it was going above 144, and I wasn't able to because of my monitor. So I upgraded to that. But in honest opinion, 144, 240, can't really tell anything in between that, the difference. Now, 60 to 144, I can tell. And that's a huge difference in responsiveness and smoothness and how the game feels. It's like almost like a different game. It's all in your preference, especially what games you're playing. For me, like I said, I mainly play shooters, so frame rate is very important to me because I've always been very competitive. So if the frame rate is too low, below than 60, it's just not enjoyable for me. The last point I want to make, switching over from console to PC, is choosing your games wisely. And I say that because I played a lot of Fortnite playing on console, and switching over to PC, I didn't want to start with Fortnite because of all the keybinds that you would have to learn, right? Like I said, these X, Z's, these G's, these, T's, these M's, there's all these buttons, and it can be overwhelming, and I didn't want to overwhelm myself and, not have an enjoyable experience. So instead, what I did was I went with Apex Legends. I went with these other games that I was also playing a lot on console, Destiny 2, because the button layout is a lot simpler. In Apex, you delete those 5 and able to play with a certain amount of keys instead of having to learn, 15 keys. Now you just have to learn maybe 12, depending on how you like to play. Me personally, since it's my first, transition over, I keybind a lot of buttons to the buttons on the mouse. What you start to notice is as you get more comfortable, keys farther from your hand, you start getting comfortable to hit because now muscle memory kicks in. You know where everything is. Before when you weren't hitting one, now you can hit it now because just naturally your fingers, you get the dexterity. This is just from what the experience I've had in the past 2 weeks. I want to share with you guys, and that's about it, guys. Thank you for watching my video, and please like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know if there's anything that you guys want to add. If there's something that maybe I've missed and you guys want to talk about, go ahead and let me know. All right then, guys. Thanks for watching.